right, this is my first actual Facebook Live. Finally got it working. Just want to say hello to everybody and give people a few minutes to come on. I know I'm competing against the NFL draft, and I kind of want to be watching it myself, but this is more important to me. So I'm going to just briefly, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I know everybody wants to get back to the TV and whatnot, as do I. But I'm just excited about this whole opportunity with Prove It and doing this innate challenge and actually helping people kind of do what I've been doing for the last 29 years. And that is pushing yourself to some place that you're not accustomed to being at. And we were all born in our native state, which is what this whole challenge is about, is to try to get yourself as close to or back to that state to where you're in with vibrant health. You know, when we're born, you know, if you're a healthy baby, you're vibrant, you're happy, you're kind of helpless. But as far as bodily functions go, you have a long way to go. But it's a beautiful experience because you get so many first time, you know, speaking, first time walking. So this is something that we would strive to want to be towards, or try to really reobtain, because, you know, as you remember when you were a kid, you can kind of eat anything and you always had energy and you were, you know, didn't have problem gaining weight, losing weight. So I think it's because, you know, our bodies hadn't had a chance to get polluted, basically. And so we start off with a clean slate, and I want to try to help everybody get back to that clean slate. And it basically starts with mindset. So I'm talking a little bit about mindset. See a lot of people starting to come on. Like I say, I got on late, so I'm just want to not hurry through this, but not take up a bunch of your time either. So, oh, Christina in Australia, how you doing, darling? Shanae, this is my first time, guys. Bear with me. I'm really just learning how to work this Facebook Live. I definitely will be doing a lot more now, especially since I got everything all hooked up. It took so much time to get it hooked up. I'm damn sure going to use it now. So, real quick, I'm gonna jump right in. This is our native state pregame. You know, when we first started talking about this native state challenge, you know, I like to do analogies, and I like to do play on words. So that whole innate challenge kind of struck a chord with me. And so I'm going to talk about, you know, before you actually start the challenge, and what I call that is innate days. And we're actually about 4 days from the start. And then I usually, like with my clients, I like to take about, you know, 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not a cold turkey type of guy. I'm not the type of guy that can go from eating whatever I want, training however I want, and then instantly just jump right into a, you know, a conditioning regimen. It takes a while for me to kind of gear myself up. I like to use coin the phrase. I like to get in shape to get in shape. So this is what this is about. And it starts with your mindset. We realize that in order to get somewhere, it's kind of like GPS. You might have a goal or a destination that you're trying to accomplish, but it all starts with your current location. So I want everybody to basically take a little inventory of yourself, mentally, physically. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What are the things that kind of get in your way? What are the excuses that you normally use to keep you from doing the things that you know you need to do? Rob, I really don't bench press much, but we can have a contest to see who can do 225 the most times, you know, kind of like they do in the NFL combine. So I'm probably at about 15 times now. I used to bench press 225 for like 50 times. So I'm out of shape. I'm not in my native state right now. Anyway, let's get rolling. I took a few notes. This is what I usually do before I prepare to get ready for a show. You know, it takes a mindset, and you have to have a specific goal. Some people want to gain weight. Some people want to lose weight. You know, in bodybuilding, we want to be as shredded as possible and maintain as much muscle as possible. I think that's kind of a lot of what a lot of people would like to do, maybe not in that extreme, but it's the same thing. It's all bodybuilding if you ask me. So have a specific goal. And I like to set mini goals. If you wanted to climb, Mount Everest, you would probably start by walking hills and kind of build up your endurance, and then graduate to a higher and higher hill. Rob, you're cracking me up. Go to a higher and higher obstacle to get in shape. So set a specific goal. Start with mini goals. A lot of people, you don't have a trainer, or you have a trainer, or you go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. Those type of people will have probably a slight advantage. They kind of know what their body needs to do to get in shape. This is more for people who are starting off for the first time. It's a challenge. So look at it that way. Look at it as an obstacle. And us coaches and specialists are here to help you overcome and get around those obstacles. So set a specific goal, stack many goals on top of each other. One of my favorite things to get people doing every single day is start their day off with 12 to 20 ounces of water, because water is the key of life. We're supposed to be 72 to 74% water. A lot of us are walking around dehydrated. So that's a simple goal. I like to set my water beside my bed at night. And if I get up in the middle of the night, I drink water. And then I start my day with a huge glass of water to get me percolating. And the next thing is you want to stick to it. And it's easier to stick to it. It's kind of like a carrot. We want to reward ourselves. People always say, "Oh, I admire your consistency and your diligence and, how you stick to it." And I have to be honest, that's not a natural trait. That's something that you kind of, you earn those. You gain that over time. Results is what actually gives you consistency, which makes you consistent. When you get good results from something, then it makes you want to do it again and again and again. So you want to stick to it by being consistent and setting small goals that are, I won't say easy to reach, but every time you reach one, you feel that sense of accomplishment, and it helps you get to the next goal. I want you to work harder than ever. This is work. A lot of people, they buy the products, they get the trainer, they join the gym, they get the clothing, and then that's it. They expect it to kind of happen automatically. And that's where the problem that most people run into. This is work, and you should treat it as such. You want to return from this. So I like to use the old saying, the Bible saying, you reap what you sow. So if you put in forth the effort and you are consistent and you use your guidance and your leadership, then the goals become, you start knocking them out one by one by one. And next thing you know, you turn around and you've actually made it. So the next thing is never give up. And that's what, like I said, that's what our support crew is here. The Prove It community is so amazing. The energy, it just blows me away every time we get together for an event. And the energy is more energy than a rock concert, more energy than a football game. It's like amazing. We're talking about ketones and helping people and being healthy. And it sounds like we're, about to attack the enemy. It's crazy. Love it. So we covered hydration. A strong immune system starts in your gut. My good friend, the fat burning coach, he reminded us that your gut is like your solar system. That's your center of your universe. So you want that to be healthy. You want that to be operating optimally. You want your food being processed properly, your digestion. If you have any issues with indigestion or constipation or anything like that, you want to address those things before you start your contest prep or start your innate challenge, because those things can become serious obstacles. A lot of people, when you start changing your ways that you eat and whatnot, you end up causing more harm than good, is because you didn't prepare your body to receive those pure ketones or those, going from eating KFC to eating plain chicken breasts. That's going to be a challenge. It doesn't taste the same. So you're going to have to learn how to get your digestive system together so you can process those foods properly, so they'll do what they're supposed to do. I like to use probiotics, digestive enzymes, fermented veggies. Those things get your body, get your gut ready to process food properly. Proper sleep is tremendously important. I actually wear a health tracker and it tracks my sleep. I actually set my alarm to remind me at 10:30 that I need to get to bed soon. So I try to go to bed by 11, get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and wearing a wearable device actually helps me stay on top of that. When it goes off at 10:30, I instantly start, setting my mind to prepare myself to go to bed. And let me see what else we got. Those are the basic things. I think that if you be realistic with yourself, a lot of times, we look across the gym or we look across the room and we see someone else who's super fit, or we see a magazine or on a Facebook page or Instagram, and we admire those people and we want to look like those people. But the one thing that you don't really know is that person's struggle, how much that person has put into their physique or to their body, how many hours a day, or how much, or what their obstacles are, what their challenges are. So, be realistic with yourself and get with someone who's been doing it before. I wanted to learn how to do network marketing, so I surrounded myself around with people that actually know how to do this thing day in and day out, and they make it real. They make it a real business. And being in shape is a real business. It's something that once you get there, it becomes so addicting that you never want to give it up. And that's how I ended up, 29 and a half years later, still doing it. It's because when you get those results, when you struggle through something, you sweat. We used to say blood, sweat, and tears. Well, at the end of the day, when you get that reward, or you finally see those abs, or you finally overcome that lower back pain, or whatever it is your obstacle is, that's what makes you continue to go to the next level and to the next level. And we have a huge support cast. We have a lot of people with a lot of information. I've never been surrounded by so many smart individuals. It amazes me how I can sit down with, master's degrees, doctors, and people who do this stuff every day, day in and day out. I thought I was the only crazy person that's always, trying to come up with the next thing to make me better every day. So this product is one of those things that is designed to help you have the mindset and have the energy so you can continue forward and be a better person. I'm gonna take a few questions because I know this draft is going on. Like I say, this is my first time, so I'm glad you guys are showing me some love. And I talked to Brian. I was up at the headquarters talking to Brian about how important this is for the company. And I want everyone to really take this seriously, because we have in the past we've watched other companies blow up, and this is our momentum right here. This is our time to kind of show our worth. You know what I'm saying? This is really our chance to really prove it. And I want everybody to take this seriously. This is not one of those 90-day programs where, on the 91st day, we're going to go out and party and blow it and have to start all over again. I'm talking right now about the pregame, and I like to say in eight days, and then we're going to do in 8 weeks. And then after that, we're going to do in 8 months. So I'm coming up with a long-term program to help people turn this into a lifestyle. When I was, at my peak, when I was competing all the time, people used to ask me, Tony, how do you stay in shape? So all the time, how do you keep your waist so small? So I tell people it's work. I do it every single day. If I was an attorney, I would be an attorney every single day. If I was a doctor, I'd be a doctor every single day. So as a bodybuilder, I was a bodybuilder every single day. And I wanted when people to see me in the street, I wanted them to maybe not know what it was I did, but they knew I was doing something. So that's what we want to do. We want to basically show the world that our product is the best. We are first to market. That's unbelievable with any product, basically. We're the first to market. We can actually prove our product works within minutes of taking it. That's insane. We actually have tons and tons of research, real research. Most supplement companies, they use products, they steal other people's research and say, we did, university studies. We actually are doing the research ourselves. Prove It is actually dumping tons and tons of money back into the company, back into making the product better and better and better. So I was actually blessed to be able to look at the N8 challenge. Go to, keto-n8.com and sign up for the challenge. I was able to look at the package that we're putting together. One of the reasons why it's taken a while is because there is so in-depth. There's so many things in there, so many hacks, they're teaching you how to go shopping. They're teaching you how to what exercises to do step by step by step. And then you got us, you got us specialists here to kind of help you work your way through it. I want to basically personally help people who are struggling. I'm the type of trainer that I want the hard cases. You know, if I see the little cute fit girl or whatever, you know, of course I can help them, but I want the hard cases. I want people who say, you know, who in the past may have said, I can't do this or I can't do that or I'm struggling or I'm stuck. Those are the type of people that I really want to help, because I think that I have a lot of information that can kind of help you get around those obstacles. And I feel like that's going to be my strong point in this situation. So I don't really have a lot more to say. I'm gonna answer a few questions before I get back in here and see which player my team drafted. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I see that they traded up and got the quarterback, so I'm pretty happy about that. I guess if he's good, I'm gonna have to do my due diligence on him. But let me see. Let's see. Dana Larry Cartwright said, "You're a hard case." Okay, get with me. You know, send me an inbox, or you can reach me on Instagram. My actual email that I'm going to be using is Ketogevity. Yes, I made that up. Ketogevity@gmail.com. And I'll be there to, it's spelled just like it sounds. I'll be there to answer questions, kind of steer you in the right way. There's tons of supplements that I'd like to, that I would like to maybe not promote, but give you suggestions. But I'm not going to really do that. I'll suggest a certain item or a certain thing, and then I'll let you do your own due diligence, because everything is not for everybody. So I don't want to push things on people. But if you have any questions about supplementation, you know, what type of water you should drink, which water is the best. I know they got a whole bunch of different types of water out there. With a G, Ketogevity with a G, Gevity. It's basically longevity using the ketogenic lifestyle. That's basically what ketogevity means. Yes, ketogevity. That's correct. Corey Russell spelled it correctly. Yes, at gmail.com. Yep. The program that's designed by Prove It is more in general, and you kind of can make it specific for you. And so in other words, they give you a bunch of choices, and then you pick and choose which one that you think match with you. That's something that you can get with me to maybe help you figure it out. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some kind of questionnaire to kind of narrow things down for you. But if not, we will definitely make one, because I think that will help. Is it okay? These questions are going by super fast, so if I don't answer it, I'll go back and answer them in the comments. Oh, I got my Keto Max chocolate too, Michael Rutherford. I got me some chocolate almond milk. I know that's bad, but I just wanted to try it because I've never seen it before. Chocolate almond milk and Max cacao with some ice in a Ninja. That's just straight madness. That's so good. And I had to drink the caffeine free because I don't want to be up till 2 o'clock in the morning. But I'm hitting it. Here's to you, Michael Rutherford. Oh man, these questions are flying by so fast. Let me see if I can turn it up and get some more. My schedule on food and keto. Right now I'm doing 2 to 3 meals a day. I start my day off with, I do intermittent fasting. My last meal is probably about 10 p.m. And then I eat my first food after my workout. So I'm doing keto coffee in the morning, keto coffee with keto 3.0 in there. I like that one for some reason better with my coffee, and a little coconut oil and some collagen. And then I whip that up to like a cappuccino or a latte basically, and I have that. And then I train. I got my boys I'm training those guys. And then I follow that with a little bit of applesauce and rice just to put back the glycogen. Because that's pretty much all the carbs that I'm going to have for the day. I put back the glycogen with applesauce and rice, a little more collagen after I train. Lena, just go to my email and I'll send you some collagen suggestions. And then I've been eating raw greens probably for the last 12 to 15 years. I get collard greens, cilantro, parsley, and kale. And I wash them up real good because you know they got all kinds of crap on them. And then I spin them in a salad spinner, and then I pulse them in my food processor, and it makes like this little confetti salad. And so I eat that like with every meal. That's my favorite thing to eat right now. I've been making it. I think I'm gonna call it the Four Horsemen salad because the ingredients are just such powerhouses as far as nutrition goes. You know, I do constant research and reading and studying, and I found out that all the minerals that you need are in our fruits and vegetables. So we need to make sure that we're getting those in because those are the only ones that your body really can absorb. So that's very, very important to make sure all your vitamins and minerals come from a food source. Let me see. Collard greens, yes, Amanda. There, raw collard greens has tons of calcium and magnesium, and I use the cilantro and parsley for the high potassium content, and kale is just good for you, plain and simple. Trying to remember. Yeah, Four Horsemen salad. Yep, I'll give you the recipe. Whole fruit, I think is okay. I mean, like I say, if you're trying to lose weight, then you want to be strategic. You want to be strategic with your carbs anyway. But I think if you do the low glycemic fruit whole, that means when I say whole fruit, that means it has all the fiber with it. You know, fructose by itself is really not healthy for you, but fructose along with fiber, as in fruit, is actually healthy for you. So if you're trying to lose weight, you're going to have to be careful with the fruit just because it's going to spike your insulin. But like I say, I always have my carbs post-workout, so that time of day is going to be the least worry about, you know, turning it into sugar and fat. Lena, rice is something that I use for a purpose. So I just use it. Half a cup of rice is about 25 grams of carbs or less. And I use it post-workout immediately. And all I'm trying to do is replenish the glycogen from my muscles so I don't go into a catabolic state. You know, we always, whenever you hear somebody talking about getting in shape or losing weight, they're always talking about losing fat, losing weight, losing. Well, while you're losing fat and you're losing weight, you're losing muscle. Muscle will actually allow you to burn your body fat for fuel at rest. So the more muscle you have, or the more muscle you try to put on, and I'm not talking about bodybuilding stage muscle, I'm talking about just human being muscle. So protein synthesis muscle, that type of muscle is while you're sleeping, is going to be burning off those excess calories that you didn't get to walk off, or that you may have, you know, eaten X amount or whatever. That's why active people stay lean, is because they're burning calories and fat while they're standing still, whenever they do stand still. What's the best way to be already ketosis? Once you become keto adaptive, I believe that you can go in and out of ketosis, which you do that anyway. As a healthy person, you go in and out of ketosis all the time, you know, unknowingly. I think even when you're eating carbs, you're probably making a little bit of ketones that are just not measurable. So as a kid, definitely healthy kids go in and out of ketosis all the time. Someone who lives a ketogenic lifestyle, it's easy for them to go back into ketosis. And when you have a product like Keto OS, that shouldn't even be a fear. So like I say, earn your carbs, use them strategically, and then that way you won't walk around being fat. And, you know, a lot of people lose a lot of water when they're doing the ketogenic diet, and they think they're actually losing fat. And it's just water from lack of glycogen. So I think that you should basically, you need to almost overhydrate when you're trying to do this ketogenic lifestyle. You want to make sure that you're timing your carbohydrates, you know, around your activity. You want to make sure that your protein source is of quality. You know, I hear people always talking about bacon. Love bacon. It's delicious. I can't even lie. But it's not a great source of protein. When you already have reached your goals, then I think, you know, then bacon is unlimited bacon, probably, if that's what you like. But when you're trying to get somewhere, when you're trying to achieve something specific, you know, it's all about quality in, quality out. And if you're only eating a certain amount of calories every day, you need to make every calorie count. So a couple more questions, because you know I can ramble. Can you explain the fat whoish? I don't know what that is. I need glasses, Libby, to read these little tiny comments. So I have to wear them. I got a body of a 25-year-old, but my eyes is definitely 50. Give me a couple more questions. Short ones, because they're going by really quick. Beef fatty protein. Is beef... Well, I actually like to, I'm thinking you said beef, but it said beet. Grass-fed beef, bison, salmon, those are all great protein sources, high in omega-3s, good fats, actually, a lot of CLA in the red meat. So you wanna go for that. I like to use cod when I'm really trying to get shredded because cod is a very good protein, very fibrous. Doesn't really taste that great, but it doesn't taste bad either. So you can eat a little bit and it goes a long way. Treat this as say if you constipation help. Constipation is usually dehydration or lack of fiber. So make sure address both of those and see if that doesn't help. I like to use magnesium for keeping the plumbing loose or flowing. Calm is a good one before bed. CALM. It's like a magnesium. You put it in hot water. That's really good. I think if you use the Calm at night before you go to bed, you should be all right with constipation as long as you're hydrated. Why does the drink go right through you? Probably because your gut flora is probably, out of whack. I think, a lot of people, when they say, Keto S ran me straight to the bathroom, it has a detoxing effect. When you use very pure substances, they tend to cause your body to react. And usually if it's running you to the bathroom, and I always tell people all the time, if something makes you crap a lot, that means you're full of crap. So you need to get rid of it. How can you build mass eating keto? Just by making sure your calories are in surplus of calories, making sure that, in order to build mass, you have to stimulate growth. So your training is going to be very, very important as far as that goes. Do you use apple cider vinegar? Oh, yes, I do. I use balsamic mostly, but I use apple cider vinegar a lot. A friend actually gained 10 pounds while on ketos, taking it once every morning. A lot of people fail to realize that this keto product is actual ketones. It's not ketogenic. It doesn't come from you burning body fat. So if you're gaining weight while you're taking ketones, that means that, number one, you're having a surplus of calories. Number two, your body's not breaking down muscle the same way that it does without ketones. So now you don't have that normal muscle breakdown that you have on a daily basis, which to me, as an adult, that's a good thing. So what you want to do is eliminate some of the excess carbs or excess fats. Some people fail to realize when they switch from carbs to fat that they're actually doubling their caloric intake. So you have to make adjustments in your activity levels for sure, but you also have to make adjustments calorically because you're eating 9 calories per gram instead of 4. I'm missing some of these questions, but like I said, I will go through all these and answer them in the comments. Definitely adding L-carnitine. I like to use acetyl L-carnitine because that's more of a neurotransmitter for your brain. Acetylcarnitine is cool too, but I like to use acetyl L-carnitine. A good caloric intake. There's all kinds of ways to figure that out. I like to go by feel because, no matter how good of a nutritionist you are, no matter how good you are as far as writing diets and knowing nutrition, there's certain things that we can't calculate. We can't calculate how many calories, we burn a day it takes to, bat your eyes or breathe in and out or your heartbeat, all the walking around we do. So start with a set amount of calories, and then I like to rotate. I don't like to do the same amount of calories every day. So the days where I have high activity levels, of course, I eat more calories. The days that I have low activity levels, I naturally just eat less. And if you just adopt that right there, I think you'll start getting better results. It's almost like, if you're getting ready to go on a long trip, you fill up the tank. If you're only going to go run up to the store, you just roll up there and go. So if you have something ahead of you that requires energy, then make sure you're topped off and fueled up. Another thing, you want to make sure that your workouts match your recovery ability. Please don't go from sitting on the couch to training with a trainer 5 days a week. You're asking for trouble. So you want to start with basic stuff like walking. I always tell people the human's first mode of transportation was walking. Simple, one foot in front of the other. It doesn't have to be any special type of walking. It don't have to be on a treadmill. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to run or jog or nothing like that. You just basically I like to set my stopwatch, and I start walking, and then 15 minutes, or I walk away from my house 15 minutes, and I turn back around and come back. That's 30-minute walk. It's as simple as that. I also like to find a hill, and I walk up and down the hill for 20 or 30 minutes. I truly don't think you can beat that cardio-wise. It's just one of the safest, healthiest, more effective ways to do cardio. Trying keto for the first time, should I change my eating? I think you should change your eating for sure eventually. But the first few days, I would just take the product and see how you react. I always tell people, take the product for a day or two or a week or a month, and then adjust your caloric intake according to your goals. Adjust your activity, adjust your caloric intake. I'm trying to catch these questions. I like to use stevia. The brand I use is Kal, K-A-L. That's the best one I found. All the ones at the grocery store suck, if you ask me. Sorry, they just do. How do I shed that last 10 pounds? That's a toughie. I don't know how you shed the last 30 pounds, but the shedding that last bit of weight, that's that stubborn weight. That's that weight that's probably caused by stress. The weight around your belly, that's where most people carry it. That's all stress. I'm going to give you one of my secrets. I gave it out not too long ago. A lot of people might be wearing waist trainers. I think that they're a tool just like Keto OS. So you might want to look into a waist trainer. But what I like to do is go to the grocery store or the drugstore and get some Preparation H. Preparation H, if you read the box, is to shrink tissues. So I rub Preparation H on my lower back, my fatty areas, my belly button area, and then I put a little saran wrap around that, and then I put my waist trainer before I do my cardio, before I work out. You can wear it, put it on comfortably. You can wear it for a few hours, and it actually heats up that area. As we know, heat, thermogenesis, actually causes things to move around. So if you're moving around and you're heated up in that area, you might liberate a few fat cells. It works when you're getting ready for a show that lasts a little bit, so it'll probably work for most people. Your problem, high stress and anxiety. That's everybody's problem. Woosah, breathe in and out. But there's a lot of cool supplements that you can take for stress. Old school St. John's wort, that actually really works. Blessed thistle, that actually really works. There's several other more. I'll reach out to you in the comment section and go over some more. They actually do make them for your hips and butt. Just go on Google. Go Google it. They have all kinds of waist trainer. I bought me a, what do you call it? It's one of those surfer suits, the ones that the surfers wear that zips up. So it covers my mid thigh all the way up to my arms. And I put put it on my back, front, side. When I'm trying to win a contest, I go for it all. So osteoarthritis in the knees. That's where that collagen is going to be huge. Taking that collagen with every one of your Max or your Keto OS drinks, I think is going to, that's a good way to get in protein, number one. But it's also as an adult, we have no problem getting protein, chicken breast, fish, whatever. But collagen is something that we actually have to supplement with because our bodies aren't producing it the way that it used to. So add some collagen for that. Everybody always says chondroitin and glucosamine. I think that is cool, but I think the collagen is going to be something that's actually going to give you what you need. My email again, ketogevity, KETOGEVITY @gmail. Deborah, you don't have to take notes. Just hit me up and we'll go over it. You guys, I'm going to basically, and sometimes I always tell people I'm kind of slow sometimes, but I always come through. So hit me up, and if I don't get you right back, then that means you probably got pushed down the page. Hit me up again. This is the Prove It community. I'll give you guys my cell phone number. Just text me, please, because I usually don't answer numbers that I don't know. 770-380-6699. I really want to see people knock this out of the park. I get off on just seeing people go from something to nothing. I remember when I first started lifting, I was 160 pounds at 6'2". Most of my female friends almost weighed more than that. So it was very tough being a grown man and being that small. So I just wanted to to put on a little muscle. I just didn't want to be skinny anymore. And I wrote a poem. I wish I had brought it in front of me, but I'm going to give away. I got a T-shirt with my picture on it. I'll take some pictures and post it later. And I wrote a poem on the back, and it's basically about my journey, my journey through for 25 years of being a bodybuilder. So I'll get it and I'll post it online so you guys can read it. But I've been on here for a while now. I've got a few more questions I'll answer. I could do this all night. I just don't. I feel funny when I take up everybody's time like this. But I'm glad you guys came on. We got a couple hundred people on here. That's pretty cool. The draft is going on, so hopefully you're not missing that. And I'm gonna do 2 more questions. What we got? 2 more. I'll send you the poem very soon. I'm gonna. I meant to have it here and read it, but I've had so much trouble getting on because I wasn't an admin at first to the page. So I'll definitely do it on my next one. All right, no more questions. Everybody just showing me love. I really, really appreciate it. It's such a blessing to be a part of this Prove It community. So many inspiring people. I've been involved with a lot of things in my life, and this right here is right up at the top. Best workout to lean out upper thighs. I'm going to tell you right now, seriously, find you a hill. I know if you live in Florida, that'd be hard, but I live in Georgia. There's hills all over the place. And when you're driving around, you'll start seeing hills if you just be aware. Find you a hill, park at the bottom of that hill, walk up and down, 20, 30 minutes. It's mind-blowing how fast the results come. And if you just use logic, if you really think about it, that hill is you're never going to ever get used to that hill. That hill is going to be a challenge every time you show up, every time you get there. Every step is going to be unique. When you get on a treadmill and you put it on 15 and you have to hold on, you're really not walking on the incline anymore. You have leveled yourself out by holding on. When you're walking on that hill, there's no stop button. Hopefully you got somebody to drive you home if you can't make it, but it's all you and that hill. And it's like it's one of those things where you're at the bottom of the hill, you look up to the top of that hill, and every single step you get closer to the top, closer to your goal. It's a mind game. It's all mental, folks. So try it out. I think that works for everything as far as when you're trying to put on muscle and spare muscle at the same time. I think it's the hill, walking hills up and down. So you want to control the descent coming down, and you want to just go for it going the way up. If you don't have a hill, I see somebody's in Miami, go to a high-rise building. They got a ton of those down there, and walk those stairs. Get in that stairwell, put on some music, and hit the stairwell. That's my second favorite besides walking the hill. What do you say to people in prep right before the show? I take Keto OS all the way up to the show, backstage while I'm pumping up. You don't have to worry about the sodium or anything like that. And you got to realize it's so bioavailable that's going to go right into your system. It's going to give you that brain that you don't really have normally when you're getting ready for a show because you haven't had carbs in a month and a half or 2 months. Normally people aren't with it when they're backstage because they're so deprived and depleted. So taking Keto OS backstage will put you in a whole nother mindset, and you'll be able to pose and hit your poses, and you'll feel great, just like you do every day. All right, one more question. This is amazing. I love all you guys too, all over the world. I can't wait till we get this all international. My international friends are so jealous. Walter Payton, that's where I got it from. Rest in peace. Just bought a Bowflex. I don't have any kind words to say about Bowflex, so I won't say anything. If you have bad knees, heels destroy them. I had horrible knees and hips, and that's why I did the heel, because it actually, you got to realize the reason why your knees hurt is either your hips or overuse, and so that's why I say take the collagen. But when you're walking up a hill, the stress is in a different place than when you're walking flat. So it's more on your hams and glutes and calves. And that's why I like to walk outside, because you start to build up those little bitty muscles, that you don't really use that much. Everybody is either driving or sitting at the desk or whatever. There's so many little bitty muscles in your body that you don't really use because we don't go outside and walk around like we used to. And every other place that you walk is flat. So I would say try a heel, and I don't. If it does hurt your knees, I'm sorry, but I would put some Bengay or something on there, and get after it. I think heels are I think heels are better for knees than walking flat or stair mill. All right, one more. What do I think of CrossFit? More power to you. It's not for me. Olympic lifting is almost like a religion. So when you have Olympic lift, it's so technical, and the reason why they only do one rep is because all the technique that's put in there. So when you add time and reps to that, things can get a little skewed. I know I said one more question, two more questions, but they're coming now. You guys are asking me questions now. I'm going to go ahead and get off. I want to watch the rest of the draft. So what I'll do is I'll have them let me do this again next week. I'll read you guys the poem. So May 1st, we're jumping this thing off. Go to n8challenge.com, sign up, reach out to, pick your favorite specialist. I think we're all going to be willing to help everyone. So I know I am. So just reach out to us. Just keep supporting Prove It. And, we got this sale going on. We got a few more hours. So call all your friends, get them rolling so we can get cracking. Love you guys. Thank you.